How y'all doing? It is 10:22 p.m. Sunday, August 25th. I get to go home in just a little over 5 days. Next Saturday, the 31st, is my projected date to go home. I finish out my IV antibiotics on the 30th, so going home next Saturday morning. Excited, nervous, apprehensive, hopeful. A lot of stuff going through my mind. It'll have been just short of 5 months since this whole thing began for me. Well, since I went into the hospital, I was dealing with some issues with my foot for several months before that, but was managing them until I wasn't. No new medical updates yet. I got an appointment with infectious disease doc in a couple of days, and they'll evaluate whether or not the infection is still there or gone entirely. Hopefully, fingers crossed, entirely. And try to make a go of it at the house. I'm definitely going to be ice skating uphill for a while. It's going to be tough, but got to do it, and I want to. I'm so tired of being away from home, being away from my life. I mean, I don't have much of a life, but what I do have is mine, and I miss it. Most of all, I miss my boy. Got to visit with him for a couple hours this afternoon, and always lifts my spirits up, always makes me feel better. But I always worry, am I going to be good enough, healthy enough to take care of him when I get out of here? And how long is that going to take? His mom seems ready for a break. I just want to make sure that I'm not going to be, doing him a disservice by having him stay with me being in the shape I'm in. I've got that I walk crutch that I can strap onto my leg, and I get around pretty good on that. But of course, there's always something, and it's been causing me a lot of pain in my knee and in my hip. So I can only go around on it for a certain amount of time before it gets to the point where it's extremely painful to even stand, let alone take a step, especially in my hip. I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully it gets better, and I'll be able to start doing things with my son again, taking him places, and just having fun as father and son. Been having some issues with my heart here lately too. Don't know what that's about. It's been quiet for a while, but my my heart failure has been acting up. I was off of the medication for it for a while because it dropped my blood pressure, but now I'm back on it. It's still there. Had a couple other small issues that I'm not really sure what's going on, but look at going back to the heart doctor when I get out of here. Got an appointment with my ophthalmologist the week after next, and then hopefully I will have a green light on a new set of glasses and can start driving again very soon. I had got a 2015 Jeep Cherokee that I got in a divorce. I hate modern vehicles. I know I've said that before, but I drove it because it was relatively good on gas, at least for what I'm used to. But it had progressively worsening issues until it finally decided to blow the head gasket, which was out of left field for me because that was one thing it wasn't having an issue with. And that happened like the weekend before I went into the hospital. On a 2015 model, that repair would be astronomically expensive. So I don't think I'm going to try to do that. I've got a 81 Ford F-250 that I used as a work truck, hauling stuff to and from, and that thing is a sewing machine. It's dependable and reliable as a southern summer day is long. If there was a road, I could drive it to Mars without worry. But one caveat is that it is not good on gas. It was used as an old farm truck. It's got a really low geared rear end, and that thing would drag your house down the road, but it's not fuel efficient, to say the least. I get about 110, 115 miles or so out of a full tank of gas, which goes fast driving around town, even if all I'm doing is taking my kid to school. But I'm going to have to drive that for now. I've got a 87 Jeep Cherokee that I've had for a while and was working on as my extremely meager finances would allow, to put that on the road, because that's something that I can work on, and I vastly prefer it to the 2015. It's also gets pretty good gas mileage, again, compared to what I'm used to. I get about 320 miles out of a full tank with that. Much more manageable than my truck. I got to, so when I get home, I gotta, I think all I have left to do to that is put a power steering pump on it and a fuel pump in it. Power steering pump's not going to be too bad because I can lean over the engine bay and do that work. The fuel pump, I'm going to have to lay up under it. Going to have to get my buddy Scott out to help me do that, I think. But once those two things are done, then I can start driving that, and that'll save a little bit of money. Saw my podiatrist last week, and he said that I could probably use the gas pedal with my right foot, but not the brake pedal, too much pressure. So I gotta teach myself how to brake with my left foot. I drove a lot of manual transmissions throughout my life. I've always vastly preferred a stick shift to an automatic. And especially when you're driving a stick shift, it's a cardinal sin to use your left foot for the brake pedal, because that's only for the clutch. So I was gonna take some doing to break myself of that. So yeah, go home, put the truck back on the insurance, get my eyeglasses sorted out so I can start driving again, fix the Jeep ASAP so I can drive that and save a little bit of money on the gas. Just keep trying to keep moving upward and onward. I hope very much that I don't backslide, I don't get an infection again, because I mean, if I get infected again, there's nothing for it but to take the rest of the foot, and who knows how much higher up. And I'm really worried about, I can't fight this infection. How much, how much higher before it finally stops, or is it just going to keep on going? I mean, this started with one toe, then 2 and 3, and now a third of my foot's gone. But think positive. Got a lot yet to do. Not a whole lot of wiggle room to do it. I had everything set to where I was just managing to make everything work as far as my bills and my utilities. And I was using the money from GoFundMe to buy or help buy supplies from my house to try to work with my issue and make it easier, ramps and handrails. Use it to buy some lighter exercise equipment than anything I had at the house from before, so that I can continue trying to do my physical therapy at home. I've used it to start paying on some of the medical bills that I've racked up with this. As I've said before, my insurance program does not pay for everything. I've used it to put gas in my folks' Jeep so that they could come back and forth and help me and take care of the house. And I've been really strict on not using it for anything else. And I'm going to continue to do that. I've got to now argue with the county and the state and see if I can get any new exemptions or whatnot, because property taxes and house insurance are going up again, and I've got that wrapped up in escrow in my mortgage payment, so that's going to go up in October, I think. And I got to figure out how to deal with that. It's crazy, it feels like I solve one problem and then here comes 2 more, and it's just a never-ending cycle. And yeah, I know people said before, well, you've got a house, sell the house, and uh, find a cheaper place to live. And I think that comes from a lot of people that don't live in Florida and know what the housing market is like right now. Here in St. Augustine, mid-level studio apartments are going for about $2,000 a month. And that is a good deal more than what I'm paying on my mortgage on an old 2-story house. You know, it's no grand manor, but I pay less than that monthly for my mortgage. So, I mean, it's no percentage gain for me to sell my house only to have to downsize considerably for something that I'm just going to end up paying more for. And you know, again, if I sell my house, my mortgage lender is going to take their half, you know, for whatever I sell it for. They're going to make sure they're paid off first, and by the time what I'm left with isn't going to be enough to get another place. So I'll go from owning a home that is safe and a good place to live, raise my son, and recover, to having to rent probably someplace that's not as ideal as my house right now. So it's there's no win in selling my house and trying to find something cheaper, because there is nothing cheaper. I would have to go far outside the area I live in to hope to find something cheaper, and that would put my ability to maintain custody of my son in jeopardy, and that's not something that I can do. He's my anchor. He's my light in the dark. He's what I hold on to, what I fight for. I don't think I can do this without him. I know I've said that probably a bunch of times, but I'm going to keep saying it because it's the truth. I know I would fail if I didn't have him to be responsible for. You know, I'm his dad, and I love him more than anything in creation, and he loves me too. You know, we have a really strong, powerful bond, and I'm not one to blow my own whistle, but I'm a pretty damn good dad, and I know I need to be there for him until he doesn't need me anymore. You know, that's basically the hope and prayer, you know. Let me hold on till he doesn't need me anymore. Then, you know, come what may. And the truth of it is, I need him just as much. Sometimes I feel like more than he needs me. He doesn't know that, and I will never put that, you know, on his shoulders. One day, you know, when he's grown, I hope to, you know, be able to walk up to him and hug him and, you know, shake his hand and look him in the eye man to man, and then, you know, tell him how proud I am of him, and also tell him that he is my hero. He was my reason. Not to get all, you know, wishy-washy, but that's why I do it. That's why I continue to fight. That's why I continue to push. That's why I continue to keep the GoFundMe up so that I can try to make sure I can make all this work. And hopefully one day in the not too distant future, I'll be able to go back to work doing something I know how to do, so I, make decent money that I won't need GoFundMe or even Social Security anymore. Hold my head up high again, So this video is running longer than I thought, than I wanted to. It always does. I ramble too damn much. Thank you to all of the comments and well wishes and prayers. I'm sorry I didn't answer any of the comments or most of the comments on that last video I made. I did read them. I did that because I needed to vent off into the ether, my cup runneth over. But I'm better now, and we'll go back to trying to answer all the comments as best and often as I can. Thank you to everyone that has subscribed to my channel. As always, that will help in the long run. And thank you to everyone that has donated to the GoFundMe. I cannot express how much y'all have helped me out, or the level of gratitude I have for y'all. If you would like to donate, help out, the link will be in the description. Not necessary though. If you can't, or if you don't want to, I hold nothing against y'all. It is what it is, and I'm not gonna beg or ask anybody outright for donations. I need help, and I'm trying to do the best I can with what I've got. And I deeply appreciate all of y'all that have helped, and all of y'all that may help in the future. Thank you so very much. I'd definitely be up the creek without a paddle if it wasn't for y'all. I'm not proud of it, and I hope to one day not need it anymore as soon as possible. But I'm really humbled by y'all. And as always, thank you so much. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye.